Hello, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. Oh, this one is kind of dark here. Um, let's see something. Oh, I don't know what I'm doing. So, good afternoon, everyone. So of course, y'all know when I come on here, I don't talk about too much nonsense, but instead, I would like to, uh, just bring forth what's on my heart. So, over the weekend, I attended an event, and I had somebody at one of these events congratulate me on everything that has been taking place in my life, and I'm so grateful. And she proceeded to say to me, "Yeah, girl, because I know you prayed real hard. I know you prayed hard for your man to come back, and I know you was praying and praying." And I was kind of just like, okay, now you're going a little too far, right? But you just let people say what they're going to say, because we can't control what other people say, what people say out their mouth. So we just let people go ahead and do what they're going to do and say what they're going to say. So I wanted to bring forth this message this afternoon, talking about praying, right? And what it has been for me. Because like lately I've been walking some of my girlfriends through some rather trying times, especially when it comes down to dealing with men. And I remember I sat down and I just like really thought, and I was thinking like really long and hard, not even hard, but it was just on. Um, so I just was sitting and thinking, about my relationship with God and my prayer life. And it was a lot of days that I remember praying for a certain job to come through, and then it didn't come through, right? I would pray for a certain piece of money to come through. Y'all all know how it is, right? To come through, and at that time, it just didn't come through, right? I would pray to move into a certain area or move into a certain apartment or a certain house, and then that didn't happen. And then, most of all, you pray on that situation shit. You hope he act right. I know I'm speaking for me now. God, let's let him act right. If this is the relationship for me, or if this is the person for me, please, just bring forth, and let's just all of this other nonsense be gone, right? And I'm gonna say to all of y'all, like, that's the scariest prayer that I could ever pray, is asking God to show me who's for me and who is not for me, because lo and behold, I lie to you not, like, he removes it like that, right? And so then I just started to get, just get a little bit more back focused, but in a different way. Like I began to really, really, really open myself up. And every time we think we do something, we think we did it right that last time, and then we do it again. We have to end up doing it again, and then we figure out that, what, that wasn't it. This is it, right? And then we figure this is it, but then we go along and then find out, nope, that wasn't it. It's parts of it, but it's not the total package. So anyway, back to my message. So lost my train of thought that quick. So lo and behold, anytime I asked God, please show me if this person is right for me, he will always, 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 almost instantly show me that this person was not for me, right? And then I started to think about all the times that I prayed for stuff and where my life is now. And even when nothing didn't happen, or if nothing didn't come of what that prayer was, how I was getting my answer the whole time. Like when I felt like God was ignoring me, I was getting my answer the whole time. You know, I had to realize, like, I'm sitting here talking to somebody, and I'm realizing, like, you know what? No answer is the answer, right? When that money didn't come through, that was the answer. It wasn't meant for you right now. Because you ain't going to do nothing, but you're supposed to do X, Y, and Z with it, but you ain't going to do nothing but blow it. And guess what? You didn't get it. You didn't get to pay what you thought you was going to go pay, but you still standing, right? You still here. You it didn't kill you, right? You still got a roof over your head by the grace of God. Your business is still up and running, right? You still got a car that you're driving, right? By the grace of God. So you thought you really, really needed it at that time, but you didn't need it because you wasn't gonna do the right thing with it. You felt like you wanted to go live in that place, right? But if you would have went to go live in that place, who's to say that place would be standing? It could have been a fire in that place that would have had you homeless, right? You would have got into it with a neighbor that probably would have had you in jail or in the hospital, or even worse, right? So every time I'm thinking for my life, I'm talking about my life because, listen, I remember at one time apartment hunting, right? And I went to go see some of these places, and they were absolute. Look, that was my speed. It was what I wanted. And I would be upset when I didn't get. It's like happened to me like 3 times. Upset. I didn't get these places. Upset. And I remember praying. I remember fasting. Like, you know, God is gonna work this out for me. He gonna give me this place. He's gonna answer me, right? And then turn around, y'all. I didn't get none of these places. None of them. But listen to the blessing. See, because that's why I know his answers, even when I don't think he answering, he answered me. And he answered according to what he saw for me. And how he was blessing me, but I didn't realize it at the time. Each and every place that I wanted to live in, this was in the past though, that I wanted to live in, that I went to go see these places, they are either condemned or they've burnt down. Right? So that lets me know that he was protecting me. He was watching out for me. He was giving me the answer that I had prayed for. Because I had prayed for protection. I had prayed for wherever it is that I'm at, that I would be okay. Me and my family would be good, right? So imagine if he would have given me what I wanted, we would have had different lives a whole long time ago, right? I could have lost my life. One of my kids could have lost out their lives, God forbid. You know, I could have lost everything that I've had, God forbid. But he did not see that fit for me. So he answered me, and, you know, I would be disappointed. And then I just had to think about it. Like, his rejection was for my protection. And my prayers is always to watch out. You know, God, please watch over me and my children. You know, protect us in your shield. What do I say? Cover us in your shield of protection. Right? That's my prayer every morning. So when I want something to go on, and sometimes, you know, not sometimes, but all the time, anything that I want, I go to God for. I always consult with him first, because if it's something that you really want, you want it right. You want it right because you want it to last, right? You just don't want to get something and then just it's no longer, you no longer have it. Whatever it is that you, if it's your business, if it's your finances, if it's the place that you had to live, if it's your relationship, if it's your car, you want these things to last. You just don't want to have it and then boof, it's no more. So again, I remember being in church some years ago, and I remember one of the ministers saying, did you consult with God before you went before to get X, Y, and Z? Did you have a talk with him? Did you ask him? So I go to God for everything, right? And I can remember being in situationships, because that's what I'm going to call them. I'm going to keep it on it. You know, probably one relationship, 2 relationships, but the rest was situationships. And wanting to be with old dude so bad. Like, ooh, I had to have him. I have to have him. He gotta be mine, right? And no, he didn't. Because he was not, we weren't equally yoked. I wasn't for him and he wasn't for me. He could have drove me freaking mad. He could have drove me crazy. He could have impregnated me with all of these other little babies and then went on about his business. He could have had something that I didn't even know that he had that he probably would have gave to me, and then I would be over here singing a different story. I don't know. But God, again, I say, but God, he answered me. He protected me. He protected me. And now look, I have the beautiful man that I have right now. And when I was, and I'm going to be honest with y'all, when I, close around the time I had got back into, this relationship about 2 years ago, for a whole year, I had just began to pray. I just began to pray like, all right, we all grown here. So, I had a little situationship and, he was really faithful in the ways that I needed him to be faithful, but that's all it was. And I was okay with that because that's all I wanted at the time. I didn't want no attachments. I didn't want the responsibility of a relationship. I didn't want any of those things. Right. And then it just one conversation and I just was like, everything shifted for me. And I said, no, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to do this anymore. And when I was by myself, I began to just talk to God and was like, something, God, this is just not for me. I've had my fun and I'm over it. I'm over it. Just do what you have to do in me to prepare me for my Boaz. That's all I want. I don't want anything else. I don't want anyone else. I just want you to build whoever you have for me. Just prepare him and prepare me to receive him. And that was the end of it. I became celibate. I was not dating. I was not seeing anyone. I just began to really, really do the work on me and just let him guide me where I needed to go and be what it is that I want. I needed to be something for me so that I can be what I needed to be in the relationship that God was going to bless me with. And lo and behold, he did. But when I was praying for my Boaz, I wasn't praying for who I have specifically. That wasn't the case. But I knew that whoever God sent me was for me. And when it all happened, I was like, him? This is what you're doing? But he did it. And now, as I sit here on this live with all of you, I can tell you, I can't see anybody else in my life. I wouldn't even feel okay or comfortable with being where I am right now, but placing someone else here. It doesn't even feel right to me. I feel like, okay, God, you got it. This is what it is for me. I go to sleep comfortable with it every night. I wake up comfortable with it every night. He's my partner. He's my friend. He's my pain in the ass. This is who God built for me, and I am who God built for him. So, and it couldn't have happened. I don't see it happening nowhere else that I prayed for it to happen. So I just say that when and God, the way that God answers prayers, he doesn't answer prayers the way that we see them. You gotta understand. He's going to answer it the way that he see it fit. It's about him and his timing, and his ways. Because they say in the Bible, my way is his ways is not our ways. And I didn't try to come up here and give y'all a sermon, but I just had to just get this off my heart because somebody needs this, So like even when it come to my professional life, I know when I let me tell you something. Real talk. I spoke about this a few weeks ago. It was this one place that I was looking at, and I wanted this spot. Come to find out, a couple of weeks ago, that same spot set on fire. on fire. Yes, no longer standing. So again, when we pray for something, be prepared to receive the answer. It's not going to be exactly the way that you want it. It might not. But understand something, regardless of how it may turn out, it's for your good. It's for your good. It's going to meet you at your need. And you don't, and let me tell y'all something. The one thing that I've learned through all of this is that anything that is meant for us will never miss us. It will never, listen, anything that's meant for you will never miss you. Not any job opportunity, not any housing opportunity, not financial opportunities, not relationship wise. Nothing that is meant, whatever is meant for you will never, ever, ever miss you. So I hope I ministered to somebody today that whatever it is that you are stressing about not having, if it's meant to be yours and you prayed on it, it will be yours. And if it's not meant to be yours and you prayed on it, it will not be yours, because that's not what God has intended for you. So, I just wanted to come and share that, and I hope that I was able to bless somebody today. With that, guys, this is 2020 in the COVID area, and we got enough going on. The last thing that we need to do is stress about things that we cannot change. I'm going to first and foremost say, last but not least, just give it to God, put it in His hands. He can do a whole lot more with it than we can. He can do a whole lot better with all of it than we can. So, with that being said, I am going to end this live and I am going to exit. So I'm going to say peace out from the Queen Alive. Everybody have a blessed afternoon.